Hello and welcome to the second part of a three-part mini-series here at Football Nation Radio. We are brought to you by Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions. Welcome to the program. I'm joined by Rick D'Andrea. Rick, what a group stage it was. Anything that take you by surprise?
I'm still stunned by Germany. I really can't believe that they've exited at the group stage. I really didn't anticipate it. I thought they were going to go all the way through to a semi-final type appearance, considering their consistency over the years. It really has blown my mind that they haven't made it for the first time in 80 years.
Certainly a big story, arguably the biggest shock in World Cup history. Lots of big games to come. Let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into the round of 16 previews. Uruguay take on Portugal, and what a game this will be. Plenty of stars on the pitch. It's Suarez and Cavani up against Cristiano Ronaldo, and Portugal, of course, you'd imagine that they'll have a big say in the outcome.
You'd think they would, but Uruguay were one of the three nations not to concede a goal throughout the group stage. And I think that might be a telling factor. Portugal, they have Cristiano Ronaldo on their side. You just have to ask yourself, can he carry them to a quarterfinal and beyond?
Yes, he can, and yes, he will. Ronaldo will have a point to prove once again in the latter stages of an international tournament. Portugal and Ronaldo to win just in extra time for me.
I disagree with you. I can see Uruguay keeping up their impressive defensive record. 1-0 for me.
France up against Argentina. This is as big as it gets. Two former World Cup winners not playing the best football at the moment, particularly Lionel Messi and Argentina, who were on the verge of elimination. They take on a French side, though, undefeated to this point and with a point to prove with a very exciting young squad.
In Argentina, they did field the oldest team of all the nations remaining at the FIFA World Cup, but the fancied French, with their fleet of foot and their speed across the park, can they get the job done against the big boys in Argentina? That's the real big tough question they'll need to ask, because they haven't been playing some great football.
It may be a surprise to some, but Argentina will win this for me. I'm not sure when they'll win it, but they'll find a way and they will go through to the quarterfinals of the competition.
I still disagree. I think Lionel Messi might have just enough to get them through, but France for me, ultimately.
Spain take on host Russia in what will be an incredible fixture. Russia, arguably the best nation in the first two group fixtures, fell away slightly against Uruguay, losing on the final day, but they take on one of the World Cup favourites in Spain here, which should be very interesting.
And Spain did look like they had a bit of a leaky ship defensively, so you'd imagine Sergio Ramos, Gerard Piqué, they're going to have to be their absolute best. Russia were one of the few nations to actually score 5 goals in a single match at this tournament. Might be a difference maker in the end. However, I still think Spain just get through.
Lots of goals on the cards in this one for me. I think Spain win it, but not convincingly. Spain to win it 3-2 in my opinion. Croatia and Denmark do battle in the round of 16. Croatia, most people smoky to go all the way in this tournament. A nice test first up against a Danish side that were underwhelming, to be fair, in the group stage. Croatia looking good, but Denmark getting through a very difficult group in the process.
Well, what can you say about Croatia? They've scored a plenty down one end. They've only conceded 1 goal at the other end. Very strong, looking like the dark horse to even win the tournament. Denmark, on the other hand, conceded only 1 goal, but scored the fewest of all the remaining nations to get through to this point. Can't see them doing too much.
Croatia easily for me in this one. Really will assert themselves and go through to the quarterfinals.
A good 2-0 win to Croatia in this one.
Brazil-Mexico, this is as attractive as it gets. Mexico looked very good in the opening 2 fixtures, slumped to a serious defeat against Sweden in the final round of group fixtures, and now a test against the World Cup favourites in Brazil.
Well, Mexico unfortunately have never beaten Brazil at the World Cup, so that's one factor that you need to consider. And the Samba Kings, well, they're dancing to their Jogo Bonito at the moment. They're playing some really attractive football. For me, Brazil 2-1 in the end.
No, it will be Brazil a lot more comfortable than that, Rick. Brazil will cruise through to the quarterfinals and really assert themselves as the favourites to win the tournaments. Belgium and Japan do battle in the round of 16. Belgium strongly fancied to go deep into the competition. take on the only representative from Asia remaining with a point to prove as well.
Unfortunately, Belgium, they are one of the only 3 teams to have won all 3 of their group stage matches. Unfortunately, Japan, they've only just snuck through because of FIFA disciplinary rules issues. Can't see them doing too much in this David and Goliath battle. Belgium 3, Japan 0.
Yeah, I agree. Japan get through on the basis of less yellow cards than Senegal. This is where it ends for Japan. Belgium to cruise through to the final 8. Sweden meet Switzerland in the round of 16, and who would have thought that one of these two nations would be assured a spot in the final 8 of the 2018 FIFA World Cup?
Who would have thought this all of a sudden? However, Switzerland, known for being a defensively orientated team, they've scored 6 goals in their past 7 matches, so quite attacking. Sweden, they've had to beat France, Italy, get past Germany, and get past Mexico to get to this point. They do have it in them to knock off one more big champion.
Maybe so, but it ends here. Switzerland will go through. It will be tight. There won't be too many goals, but Switzerland the tip for me.
I'm going to go Sweden 1-0 in a really tight and fair.
Colombia meets England in the round of 16. Some saying this is one of the most important for both nations because they have been drawn into the very soft quarter of the knockout phase. So perhaps, Rick, a soft passage through to the quarterfinals and beyond.
Could be, perhaps. Unfortunately for England, they haven't made a quarterfinal since 2006, so the 3 Lion supporters have waited 12 years for this moment. Can they do it? I don't think so. Colombia looking like they're too strong for me. 2 wins in their last 2 matches. They should win 2-1.
Lots of big name players on show in this one, many from the Premier League, of course. I think this one ends all square after 90 minutes. Do not be surprised if it goes to the dreaded penalty shootout. Colombia, the tip for me to progress. Let's take a look at the top Twitter trending hashtags, Rick, over the course of the World Cup. And we'll start with number 3, Rodriguez.
James Rodriguez, the Colombian playmaker and the Bayern Munich star. He's had a very up and down tournament. He's been underdog coming into this tournament. He was injured in the first match and was substituted and did the same thing in the third, but he lit it up in the second match against Poland. Was a great player. You need him on the field. Jose Pekerman can't rely on Colombia going too far without him being on the pitch. He'll be very crucially missed if he isn't there with a calf issue.
Your number 2 trending hashtag on Twitter concerning the FIFA World Cup is hashtag Germany.
Hashtag Germany, as we stated a little earlier, Germany are out of the FIFA World Cup for the first time in 80 years at the group stage. They will be sorely missed. You anticipated them going quite far in this game and in this tournament, but unfortunately, they're back to Munich nice and early.
And surprisingly at number 1, the top trending Twitter hashtag for the FIFA World Cup, it's Messi v Ronaldo, the 2 biggest stars on the planet. We could see a quarter-final matchup between the two. Ronaldo started like a house on fire and Messi has slowly worked his way into the tournament. A real opportunity here, in my opinion, for both of these players to really consolidate themselves as the greatest of all time. How important is that? Time will tell, but a big opportunity for both Messi and Ronaldo to take the next step forward with their long careers. Nearing an end to this second part of our 3-part mini-series here at Football Nation Radio. There's so many big talking points, Rick, so many big fixtures to come that we've touched on, but your predictions for the remainder of the tournament, please.
I'm still going to stick with Spain to win the World Cup. I think they're in a nice part of the draw, and I think they have the talent and the experience to go all the way. I'm still going to say that Isco, being a part of the Spanish team, will actually lead them to the Golden Ball, and my actual tip for the Golden Boot is Belgium's Romelu Lukaku. Already scoring 4 goals, he can get a lot more for Belgium.
Very interesting. My tip were France to be eliminated by the quarter-final stage after an impressive group stage. And I'm sticking with that. I think they will fail to get beyond the quarters. I think Croatia are smoky to certainly make the final, but maybe go all the way and win the whole thing. That is where we'll leave things for today. Rick D'Andrea, thank you so much for joining me. For now, though, from me, Adriano Del Monte, we look forward to you joining us next time.